From accusations of narcotics possession and the possession of a sawed-off shotgun to putting out 2 hits, allegedly, on YFN Lucci, Young Thug is finding the cards increasingly stacked against him. Let's dive into it. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Rashad Crenshaw back again with another video. And it was revealed in the indictment against Young Thug that the prosecution is alleging that Young Thug put out 2 hits on YFN Lucci in jail. Now, before Young Thug was incarcerated, he allegedly sent 2 of his guys that were inside Fulton County Jail to attack YFN Lucci and kill him. Now, we know that Lucci was being attacked in jail. We assumed that it was just jail stuff. Whole time, it was Young Thug, allegedly Young Thug's associates and henchmen, let's call it what it is, attacking YFN Lucci in jail. So, the suspects of the crime I'm reading are allegedly Marquavius Huey and Tinquarius Mender. These names are crazy. Associates of YSL did unlawfully commit the felony offense of possession of a weapon by an inmate. Now, we don't know if these 2 guys were the ones who attacked YFN Lucci, but these are the only 2 YSL members identified as having a weapon in jail. Now, Lucci and his lawyers were pleading with the state to please let Lucci come home because he does not want to be in jail in any way, shape, or form. He's sick and tired of being in jail with people trying to kill him on a week-to-week basis. Whole time, allegedly, these would-be assassins were being sent by none other than Young Thug. Now, Young Thug is not only having all these crimes leading up to this point of indictment levied against him, he now has the crime of being in possession of all of these drugs in his house, which I'm sure he was using recreationally, weapons he wasn't supposed to have, sawed-off shotguns, silencers in his house, and now they're saying, oh, by the way, obviously we ruined your life with all these accusations, but we just want to let you know, we also think you tried to kill YFN Lucci while he was in jail. It gets worse and worse and worse for Young Thug. Now, I know a lot of y'all are going to go on with this bullshit of, you not from the streets, you not from the hood, how could you talk about this topic? Check it out. The facts are the facts. Young Thug and Gunna are too damn successful to be doing what they've been doing. Too damn successful. Young Thug has made so much money and has become such a cultural icon in America and has pushed the envelope for so many new cultural things in the black community that for Young Thug to have still been involved in violent crime and racketeering at this stage in his career, it reads like a pathetic gangster movie, maybe written by Spike Lee or Tyler Perry. How is it possible that you have all of this money, all of this fame, all of this success, all of these women, all of these children depending on you, and you still persist in this kingpin lifestyle, in this shot caller, Quavo Huncho lifestyle of being in charge of a massive gang and ordering them in this direction and that direction and doing this and doing that? Now, it's all alleged, but the YSL organization is under the leadership of Young Thug. Furthermore, on top of that, these aren't just baseless accusations. These are accusations being levied by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. These people have been watching Young Thug since I'm a Stoner was a hit. Since it was a hit blasting through the streets, they've been watching Young Thug. It's been a long time coming for the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. These dudes aren't just pulling up on Young Thug with circumstantial evidence and lyrics talking about, I never killed anybody, but I had something to do with that body. Man, those are just little things to annoy him as they take his life away from him in exchange for all of the crimes that he's alleged to have committed. Just sprinkling more issues on the cake for him as time goes on. Now they're saying, oh, by the way, we think you tried to kill Lucci. These guys, Thug, Gunna, Lucci, what does it take for them to realize the position that they are in? Financially, socially, what does it take for them to realize that, look, You have too much to lose. Far too much to lose here. At what point do we take away all of this unnecessary sympathy and look at this from a grown man perspective? You've made all of this money, you've got all of this success, and you have all of these people depending on you, and you're throwing it all away behind still trying to play in the streets. I was under the impression that YFN Lucci was the moron, playing gangster and playing street. YFN Lucci was home on bond and still somehow managed to find his way into being the driver, allegedly, of a drive-by shooting in which his own homie was killed instead of the people that they were trying to kill. I was under the impression that Lucci was the fool and that Thug had ascended above the fuckery and understood the importance of the position that he was in. Whole time, come to find out, Young Thug was the opposite of that. Young Thug, in fact, persisted in this behavior and is now facing RICO charges just like YFN Lucci. So now YSL and YFN are both facing RICO charges, and it doesn't look good for either. YFN is without a doubt going down. YSL, however, the community seems to be having a hard time accepting the fact that these guys are going down. And the reality is, someone is going to tell. Someone is going to tell. Young Thug and Gunna and Yak Gotti and them, they might be fine. They got all the money in the world. They be all right. But those other guys, the guys that have nothing going for them, the guys that get 20 years, 30 years put in front of them on that table by them white folks, and they break down to these dudes, look, this is what we're going to give you. We're going to give you all these years if you don't give us information. Someone's going to fold. Someone's going to fold. We got to be realistic here. Someone is going to fold. This is not some case of, oh, these white folks is hating on Young Thug and they trying to... Young Thug has been under these people's investigation for a very long time. Not only has he been under their investigation for a very long time, some of the lead people prosecuting him are black. Young Thug is not a victim here. But what I will say is this. In our culture, we need to let go of this idea of every single issue needing to be solved with violence or gang activity. The reality of the situation is Young Thug is too damn grown and too damn successful to not be calling the police. Now, I know a lot of y'all, bruh, ain't no fucking way Young Thug finna, bruh. It don't matter what you think should or shouldn't be. If you decide to handle Lucci the way Thug did, your ass is gonna be in prison with Thug. If you decide to handle your issues the way Thug did his with Lucci, go on ahead and see what happens to you. The reality is we got to motion away from this because it's becoming clear as day what the ramifications of this is going to be. Every single year, the spirits, the universe, something is showing the black community what happens if we persist in this lifestyle. King Von gets killed and they take pictures of him and put it on the internet with him dead, like laying there dead. YFN Lucci decides to be a gangster on bail, on bond, and he goes to prison. He goes to jail and he's going to go to prison. Young Thug decides to continue in being a gang member, even though he's a successful rapper, and look at him. Constantly, the signs are being sent to us that this is a bunch of foolishness, and we still persist. Young Thug, although he would have been laughed to the bank for this, should have communicated with law enforcement about the issue that he had with Lucci. A lot of y'all are gonna laugh at that. This nigga corny, this nigga naive. I'm not naive. I'm being honest. It's either life in prison or being free with your family. I don't think Young Thug wanted to pack his stuff and leave Atlanta. This is his home. But at the same time, you can't be going to war with YFN. You got to draw the line in the sand at some point and become a grown man and say, you know what, bro? I'm putting the bullshit behind me. It's time to move forward. And if you want to play gang shit, I'm going to call the most well-funded, well-trained, well-organized gang in the entire country. The police. So, I know y'all going to clown me in the comments saying, this nigga talking about calling the police. Bruh, call it what you like. Snitching, being a bitch, being a hoe, whatever the case you want to call it. It's fine. I don't care. Call it whatever you like. But you know what sucks? Being in a jail cell, being denied bond, having lean withdrawals, having cocaine withdrawals, having all these drug withdrawals that Gunna and Thug are more than likely having right now. Your family needing you, depending on you. You have no will written. You could get stabbed in there tomorrow by a rival gang member. You got no will written. Come on, bro. This isn't the way. So y'all go on ahead, y'all Thug fans, pray for Young Thug, because this is a horrible situation, a horrible one.